Hi, my name is Zach Simmons, and this is my Chicago Bears Journal. So right now, it's Week 10. We just had the devastating loss against the Eagles, but now we can turn our focus to the Detroit Lions. This is the first division round or divisional game that we've had since Week 4 when we crushed the Minnesota Vikings. So what can we expect? How can we win this game? Can you win this game? The real question does surround Mitchell Trubisky. Can Trubisky be the quarterback that we need him to be? Because remember, last year at this time, home against Detroit, he had an amazing game. Can he duplicate that? Or are we going to see the same Trubisky that we've seen the last few weeks? The problem I'm having with him right now is he's thinking too much. It's really what it is. It's not so much that he's not thinking everything through. He's thinking too much through. He's a player that relies heavily on his instincts. Um, he's not a game manager. He can't just sit there and say, okay, I need to look at this, and this. Now you would think that's what you want in your quarterback. You would think that you want a quarterback like Drew Brees that can just scan the field, knows exactly what he's doing. Aaron Rodgers that knows the play in and out. But that's just not Trubisky's style. Um, Trubisky's style is more, um, I have this play. Let me just go and try this. Let me go and try this. It's kind of like a Brett Favre style offense. It's kind of how Trubisky works. Favre would just kind of launch it here, do this, do this, do this. But when he came to scan the field, he didn't necessarily scan the field like you see Breeze, Rodgers, or Brady. That's kind of how Trubisky plays. Trubisky relies heavily on his instincts, relies heavily on his confidence, knows, okay, I can put that ball right there, so let me do it. The problem is we haven't seen that. He's thinking everything. He's thinking everything through a little too much. He's overthinking every single play, which is causing him to throw to his check down first, because that's his first read, so he has to see this. Then if that guy's slightly open, he'll throw it there just in case nothing else is going on, because he doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust himself. He Instead of seeing, okay, I know. Let's see. Do I have one-on-one coverage here in Robinson? Okay, you know what? Let me see if I can get him right there. He's going on a flag route. Let me see what he can do. Instead, it's more, okay, let me see, check down here. Okay, this, and he's processing everything very, very slowly, which it's really easy to blame a quarterback with that, but sometimes it's just his style. His style isn't to um, analyze every single thing on the field. It's more, okay, let me just see what kind of coverage we have here, and let me see exactly what I can do with the guys I have. Okay, I see some press coverage. I know Gable's going deep. Okay, I think I can get him. Let me make sure I can put that ball in the right spot. Bang. Um, there's not a whole lot of thinking when it comes down to it. It's just seeing, okay, I know this play right here. Let me just check the coverage, see exactly what's going on here, and bang. I see soft coverage there against Robinson. I know Robinson's going on a curl route. Bang. Instead, Nagy wants him to look at read to read to read to read to read, and that's just not his style. It's just not. So that's been definitely his main problem. That, and also he doesn't have the confidence that he used to. So a lot of the off throws we were seeing that we didn't really see last year too much. It actually was a little bit of an issue last year, but not as much of an issue as it is this year. A lot of it goes down to that he's half-heartedly throwing the ball. Another part of it is his footwork, but a lot of it is just he doesn't have the confidence that he thinks, I think I need to throw it here, but I'm not really sure if I need to throw it here or not. So I'm just going to kind of throw it, and it's completely off the mark. He didn't trust his arm at all, didn't trust his instincts. He just needs to go out there instead of saying, I think this is what I need to do. Just attack. Throw the ball. If you see something good, throw it. If it gets picked off, it gets picked off. Um, Brett Favre had a lot of success, and look at all the picks that he had. As long as he can correct those mistakes, be able to throw some touchdowns, I'm fine with that. But say what you will, you can say, well, Trubisky doesn't have any receptions, but he doesn't throw the ball. He needs to throw the ball. He needs to trust his instincts. Throw it in a dangerous spot. I'm fine with that. But at least you threw it up there for Steve to get it instead of throwing a check down. Throw it up there. See what Robinson can do. See what Gable can do. See what Miller can do. Stop playing conservatively and play aggressive. Trust me, that's how Trubisky can play. He's more of an aggressive style quarterback, but Nagy's trying to make him a little bit more conservative. That's the problem that we're seeing with Trubisky. But anyway, how can we win this game against Detroit? Trubisky needs to play well. He needs to play spectacular. We need to see We need to see the Trubisky that we saw last year. But defensively, Stafford's probably the best quarterback we faced yet. Better than Rodgers. I would definitely take Stafford over Rodgers this year. Excuse me. Stafford's been playing amazing. Last week again, his loss against the Raiders, threw for over 400 yards. He's been spectacular. So how can we beat Matthew Stafford? Well, we need to have a pass rush. We need to rush him. Don't worry too much about the run. Johnson really has not had a good season, given he's only started a few games since Kerryon's been out since around week 7, week 8. But Stafford's someone who he'll attack. He's an aggressive, solid quarterback. He's got some quick receivers, Marvin Jones, Marvin Hall, and Kenny Galladay. He's been the king of throwing deep touchdown passes this season. Every single week, it seems like we see a 50-yard pass for Matthew Stafford. He's spectacular this season. So what we need to do is have a good pass rush. Make sure he does not have time in the pocket, because the last thing we want is a nice 60-yard shot down to Marvin Hall in the end zone. Have a good pass rush against him. Make sure Floyd and Khalil Mack can get there. But then also, we've been getting on Kyle Fuller because he's been playing too conservatively. He's not playing aggressive like he did last year. He's playing more soft coverage. Saw this a lot against New Orleans. I said he needs to play aggressive against Michael Thomas. Instead, he played soft, and Michael Thomas had the game of his life. This is a week, though, that we want him to play soft coverage because he is going against really fast receivers. He's not the best when it comes to man-to-man. He's not the best when it comes to press coverage. So he may be going a little soft. Will actually be pretty good for him. But Jackson and Glenn Dix need to be back there expecting these deep passes. They need to be expecting to see Kenny Galladay going on a streak. They have to be expecting Marvin Jones going down the middle of the field. The way to beat Matthew Stafford is by making sure the deep ball will not be a factor. If the deep ball is out of it, you pretty much took away half of his game. So at that point, take the deep ball away, make sure he has no time, and we should be able to win this game defensively just because of that. But it all comes down to, can Trubisky play? Because the more he can play, the better he plays, the more our defense can rest, and the more our defense can protect the deep pass and can rush Stafford. So that's really what it comes down to. The whole thing is really revolved around Trubisky. If Trubisky can play well, I think we can win this game. But if Trubisky cannot play well, this defense is not a good enough defense. I'm not even sure there is a good enough defense that can play 60 minutes in a game. So Trubisky needs to give this defense time to rest. Otherwise, if he doesn't, there's no shot we can win this game. You're going to be seeing Galladay fly past Fuller for 60-yard touchdowns every single drive. So Trubisky needs to give him some time to rest. Needs to play well, and this defense, attack the deep passes and attack the line of scrimmage. Make sure you can at least pressure Stafford. Make sure that he doesn't have time to throw those deep passes. So that's what I have for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day.